I want to take a look at this moment from Fox News, where a Democratic representative did something you can tell makes the Fox host uncomfortable, and calls out this contrast we've been talking a lot about, where Trump's having these lavish parties and he's renovating everything, while at one point, now he's saying he might listen to the courts who say he can't do this, but at one point was going to not use emergency funds and just let food assistance run out during the shutdown, among all the other things he's doing that are hurting the working class, ripping away healthcare, etc. And that contrast of over the weekend, literally him having a Great Gatsby themed bougie party where like dancers are all walking around. It's so fancy. It's the most let them eat McDonald's moment.
McDonald's cheeseburger.
Potentially American history. I don't think, did you play a soundbite? Oh, I'm so sorry. My audio, I could just hear it faintly in the background.
McDonald's cheeseburger.
Oh, of course. I could have guessed that. So this is Democratic Representative Laura Friedman on Fox News. Here we go.
Surely you guys, and I don't mean Democrats, I mean you guys, as in our elected representatives, need to find a way to move this forward without going back to these positions. No, we won't do this until they do that. There has to be a middle ground, Congresswoman.
I agree. And look, a lot of the benefits for SNAP, for instance, are highest in red states, in red southern states. But it doesn't matter to me that these people voted for Donald Trump. It doesn't matter to me if they're MAGA. I don't care. I don't want to see any American go hungry. When I'm here in the district every weekend, I have people coming up to me nonstop at the grocery store, on the street, saying, please stand strong. Don't give in. I can't lose access to health care. This is too important for me, too important for my family. So that is a bright line for me, something that my constituents have been extremely clear about. We have been talking about the SNAP benefits now, about this being a risk for weeks now. It is my position, it's been the position of AGs, it's been the position of the Democratic Party, that the emergency reserves in the SNAP program were meant exactly for a government shutdown and other funding interruptions. All
right, so this is the good part where she has a photo that she brought along. And while you watch it, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button. All it takes is a click, and you're helping to support this show right below the video if you're watching on YouTube.
We think that because it's literally written into the bill. Why did it take a court order for the Trump administration to do the right thing and prevent Americans from going hungry? Why did the Trump administration say, we're not going to release SNAP funds, sue us? Why did it take a judge saying, this is clearly written into the bill that these emergency funds are to be used in case of a government shutdown, feed Americans? Why did it take that? But instead of scrambling to find a way to fill people's EBT cards and make sure they don't go hungry, we've got a president who spent half the night tweeting photos of his new gilded bathroom so that he can be comfortable when he goes and has a poo.
Moving on from that as quickly as we can, Burbank Airport.
Yes, Laura. Yes. Instead, he's focused on his new bathroom, so he's comfy when he takes a poo. Yeah, I didn't even cover that initially because it's just another day. But while all this is going on, him and Levitt are posting such exciting news. The new Lincoln bathroom, I think, is all renovated. I don't even think you need to publicly announce that. There's something weird about the president being like, one of our bathrooms is nicer now. Especially in a moment like this. And then speaking of Fox News, this is bonkers. The Bulwark caught them. Initially, it started with Tim Miller saying Fox News ran an article about a woman who posted on TikTok about how she has 7 baby daddies and needs her snaps. Interesting news judgment. And the quote was, I have 7 different baby daddies and none of them no good for me. And I'll show you that clip in a second. So then Fox News was reporting on it, including headlines like this: SNAP beneficiaries threaten to ransack stores over government shutdown. But curiously, a little while later, the headline changed to AI videos of SNAP beneficiaries complaining about cuts go viral. Who made them go viral? So they were AI videos and were depicting people in a very specific way, I'll say, to make MAGA go, see, these are just lazy bums who have a lot of baby daddies. And so let them starve. And then Fox, instead of issuing an apology that they posted a fake story about AI, and took the time to watch the videos to be able to quote verbatim what was being said in them, but not check if it was AI, just changed the headline to, and the whole article to, this is weird. Like AI, everyone's talking about these AI videos of fake Snap beneficiary. Oh, like you? So here's Tim Miller playing one of the clips.
A takedown component. So this was a written article on Fox, but also a Fox contributor, Brett Cooper, did a video takedown of that. Let's watch that together.
Because of the government shutdown, now I can't get my stamps for next month. How am I gonna feed my 7 kids? I have 7 different baby daddies, and none of them no good for me.
Ma'am, this is an insane video to make. That is your responsibility. And side note, maybe we could use this as an opportunity to fix the broken families in America, to remind people to be careful about who you sleep with and who you have children with, because it is not the American taxpayers' fault that you have 7 baby daddies who will not step up and help you pay the grocery bills. Like this.
Ooh, that's a bummer. Now AI is getting spooky, for sure. How realistic it can look. But just check. Double check. Triple check? And it's so brutal to then be on the record being like, what are you saying? Hey, also, I don't care how many baby daddies you have. I don't want your kids to suffer. Is that so crazy? Am I a communist? Oh, for saying that? No, I don't think your kids should be punished because you had a lot of sex. So, a lot of headlines about this. Gobsmacking. Media industry observers call out Fox News' website for getting duped by AI-generated video, then attempting to sweep it under the rug. Okay, so we have that, but there's so much more to talk about in this segment, so do stick around. We got to talk about this. How do you make worse imagery? I'm not even going to say it, but imagine that I did say, what if this were Obama or Biden with the same circumstances? Shutdown, Great Gatsby, which is all about a rich guy throwing lavish parties, right? And you're living it up as you're going, I don't think we have the ability to pay food assistance. And all of the MAGA influencers are running around making, not all of them, a lot of them are making arguments, not that it's Democrats' fault. Some of them are saying that. But a lot of them are just going, hey, what's all this food assistance about? I saw one person, I can't remember if I pulled this post up, showing a tasteless, nutrient-filled, just blob of food that people should be getting if they're food assistance reliant. Why are we letting them just get normal food? Get them just a prison blob. And I'll treat them. Teach them. Excuse me. Misspeaking a lot today. Trick or treat. Treat? What? And while that's happening, and they're essentially just going, it's probably just immigrants who get SNAP anyways. Not true. 90% of them are American born. But then Trump's doing this. I know there would be outrage if it weren't Trump. But Trump is reluctantly, apparently, agreeing to pay for food stamps if he gets appropriate court guidance as he throws this Gatsby blowout. So let's look at the Gatsby blowout. Oh, we're going to get copyrighted, dang it, for playing that. I didn't realize I couldn't even tell which song it was. Look at this. It's out of a movie. As people are like banging on the Mar-a-Lago walls. We want food. Beautiful women. Then this is, I love that someone posted this Patriot Takes. All right, this is all sick, right? Sure. But this might be the most sick part. Exclusive video has been obtained by Patriot Takes that shows Trump eating and then speaking with food in his mouth.
I
Just mouth full of food. And he's speaking. Disgusting. So then you have this, lots of photos. What a great time. Ripping away healthcare. Won't make any healthcare concessions, but has time for, what are these called again? Those little things.
Those like macaroons or something?
Yeah. Brigitte Macron. Penis. What? Candace Owens. I don't know. Is this what the heck is okay? No. Bad look. Why would you pick Great Gatsby? That's way too on the nose. Ron Filipkowski says Mike Johnson has the House adjourned for 42 days. Trump just came back from a week in Asia, remodeled a White House bathroom, and flew to Palm Beach for a golf weekend. They refused to negotiate with Dems. Dems had to sue to get Trump to release SNAP funds, but Republicans are blaming Dems and the party, of course. Meanwhile, Trump's ranting about Seth Meyers, who's awesome, and how he thinks that what Seth Meyers does, since it's anti-Trump, is illegal. No talent, no ratings, 100% anti-Trump, which is probably illegal. So being dangerous and anti-free speech even more. And then I saw former FBI or CIA director John Brennan got confronted by some MAGA guy. What do you think he got confronted about? Think about everything that's going on. Are people even going to have food assistance going into the holidays? This disaster of a bill that Trump won't roll back any provisions from during this negotiation. He won't even just extend ACA subsidies to get us out of this shutdown. And what is this MAGA person confronting John over?
Why didn't you on the Hunter Biden? Why? Because I did it. And you misrepresented that. We never said it was disinformation. We said it was Russian influence operations, which is what they do. There's a big difference between influence operations. No, you don't know that. Yes, Comey knew. Comey knew.
The literature said it had all the hallmarks
Yeah, all the hallmarks of a Russian disinformation operation. We don't need to litigate that whole debacle again. But think about this. As I just said, food assistance in question, healthcare crisis, we're in it, and it's about to get worse. And they're still talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. Trump reportedly set to strike Venezuelan military installations at any moment, according to the Miami Herald. And we're talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. Kim Kardashian is saying she doesn't believe the moon landing was real. And then she gets brutally fact-checked because that's wrong. And we're talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. JD Vance did the meme for Halloween. Look, I have podcast listeners. This is JD? Purely visual. Look at this. Now this is audio.
Happy Halloween, kids. And remember, say thank you.
And we're talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. AI is getting insane.
I've been doing calculations, as well as looking back at old NASA footage and raw data from satellites hovering above Earth. And I just can't escape the conclusion that the Earth might actually be flat. That's not me. It was never me. Those aren't my words. That's what's called a deep fake.
The foreign prince needs your help. Send me $100 and then I'll give you $1 million later. Scams are going to increase tenfold in their efficacy against very often older folks. AI is going to make it so easy to scam. Call someone, an aging relative, use AI to make it sound exactly like the voice of a loved one, get a bunch of money. And we're talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. Nancy Mace is berating airport police because they thought she was showing up to a different entrance. So they went, oh, shoot, she's at the other entrance. Look at this. Nancy Mace repeatedly cursed at law enforcement officials at Charleston International Airport on Thursday, calling police effing incompetent and berating Transportation Secretary Administration personnel. The scene, reported by Wired, was wild. There's police that are tasked with escorting Mace to her gate. That's kind of nice. And meeting her at the car outside of the airport. And they were kind of late because they thought she was going to a different entrance. She began loudly cursing and making derogatory comments. She repeatedly stated we were effing incompetent. This is no way to treat an effing U.S. representative. I hate when, like, you remember Lauren Boebert did that? Do you know who I am? When she got kicked out of the theater for the Trump move. And it's like, yeah, you're a U.S. representative. Cool, but it's not. You're not the president. Even the president shouldn't speak to people that way. But I hate when people speak like that. And then she also said we would never treat Tim Scott like this, who's a South Carolina senator, obviously. Probably, yeah, they would. You show up to the wrong place. They showed up 10 minutes after the planned time because they had a different entrance. It's so unbelievable, so disrespectful. The biggest healthcare price spike in decades is imminent. And they're thinking about Hunter Biden's laptop sale? This is brutal. We have headlines like this. Chuck Grassley, third in line for presidency, admits health problem, and he's 92, and he is only 2 years younger than the Empire State Building. And he plans on running for re-election. ICE deported a former Trump golf club employee to Mexico. We have Bill de Blasio. This one's so weird. Some outlets, let's see, it was some British outlet, let's see, Times of London, connected with a guy named Bill de Blasio, who wasn't the former mayor of New York City. And the guy was like, yeah, I'll tell you what I think of Zohran Mamdani, and said all this stuff, and they reported a story, and they had to remove it because Bill de Blasio, a different Bill de Blasio, had said all of these things, and they reported it as former mayor Bill de Blasio. And he was like, that's not me. This is Bill de Blasio. I'm Bill de Blasio. You can see the different spellings there. And we're talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. Really? When is the point, statute of limitations? Where's the statute of limitations on his laptop? Because y'all got to investigate that forever. And still, you didn't even try to impeach Biden over it. So, like, when is it? All right, you just got to stop talking about that. We get it. We saw the stuff. Brennan said the stuff. We got it. And all of it was supposed to prove what? That Hunter Biden made money off of Joe Biden's presidency. Oh, indeed, Jaden. And now what do we have? Beyond your wild things that you never could have fathomed Hunter doing, Eric and Don Jr. are doing. So you could just let Brennan retire.